Okay, Mrs. Jones, so today we've collected a lot of information, and I want to say with confidence that I'm 100% confident that we can not only help you reach these goals, but we can also help you understand how you can maintain the results on your own. So the next thing I want to do is I want to check what's called your body composition. Now there's 3 reasons why we're going to check your body composition. Number 1, we're going to measure where you are right now: weight, body fat percentage, lean body mass, pounds of fat. Now I'll explain what that is in a minute. We're also going to help you set some goals. What's a good goal body fat percentage? I'll help you with that if you want some help. How much muscle do we need to add to create a permanent change? We're going to figure that out. And how many pounds of fat do we want to lose in this process? I know you came in wanting a tighten tone. So 1, we're going to figure out where you're at. Number 2, we're going to set some goals. And number 3, we're going to put a timeline in place to not only figure out how long it's going to take to lose the fat, but also figure out how long it's going to take to build the muscle, because again, that's important, and that's what's going to create the permanent change. Okay, so let's start with your body fat percentage, and we're going to use what's called a bioimpedance analysis tool to check your body fat percentage. So right now you're 172 pounds. Let's see. Your height is 5'4". I'm excited, no doubt. We're gonna be able to help you with these goals. Hope you're excited.
I'm excited.
Okay, good. Okay.
A little nervous, but excited.
Look, we're gonna walk you through this entire process. Okay. Okay. 31, female. Okay, so go ahead and stand up.
Here we go.
You're going to grab onto the handles, okay? You're going to wrap your thumbs right around the top, put that level with your heart. You're going to have a nice firm grip. Now, don't break it, okay?
Right.
Need a nice firm grip, but don't break it. And let me know when the numbers come up.
We got some numbers.
We got some numbers. Okay. So you can see we're going to use this number on the top, your body fat percentage. The number on the bottom is BMI, okay? Now, you told me you've checked your BMI at the doctor before. BMI is strictly a math calculation. I like to use body fat percentage because it's a measurement. We're measuring what percentage of your body is fat. So in my opinion, if you're going to be here at the facility, I would rather track your progress with a measurement than just a math calculation, okay? So right now, you're at 33% body fat.
What does that mean? Is that
I'm going to show you, okay? So, Mrs. Jones, you are 31 years old, okay? So for your age group, 13 to 21% is considered lean, 21 to 26 is considered ideal, 26 to 33 is considered average, and 33 to 36% is considered overweight. Mrs. Jones, I'm going to be honest with you, from a professional standpoint, I'm concerned, okay? Because you're only 31 years old, and right now you're in that overweight category. Now, you came in, so I want to commend you, because the toughest part for most people is just walking through those doors. So you took that first step. Now we're going to help you get this body fat percentage down. But when it comes to your body fat percentage, okay, so right now you're at 33%. Where do you see yourself in the next 8 to 14 months?
Okay. Well, I felt best around 150. I definitely want to be at least ideal.
I would agree. I think that's actually perfect, okay? So if we put you in the ideal category for your age group, it's going to be right around, let's say, 23% body fat, which honestly, that's exactly what I would have recommended. So great choice. All right, so let me do some math. All right. Okay, so 57. Okay, so let's review where you currently are, okay? So right now, you're 172, 33% body fat. We set a target of 23%, which I think is absolutely perfect. Right now, you're carrying 57 pounds of fat. Now, Mrs. Jones, you said earlier your lower back has been hurting you, okay? And I can tell you from experience that when people do carry a higher percent of fat, typically 2 to 3 months in, when we start to bring the poundage of fat down, a lot of times the lower back pain goes away. The inflammation goes away because now they're eating healthy. So I'm confident that if we can take this body fat percentage down to 23%, a lot of your lower back pain will actually go away. Right now, your lean body mass is at 115. Now, I'm not asking you to see if you get it right or wrong. I just want to make sure you understand what we're going through. Do you understand what lean body mass is?
Not exactly.
Okay, thanks for being honest, okay? So lean body mass is basically what you weigh with no body fat. Now, don't worry, that's not what you're gonna weigh when you're done, but what that tells me as a professional is how much muscle you need to gain to get into what's called the maintenance phase, okay? So for you, we're gonna need to build about 10 pounds of muscle to get you into the maintenance phase. Now, let me give you the definition of the maintenance phase, okay? The maintenance phase is a point in your fitness journey where you've built enough muscle that you've raised your metabolism enough that it makes it much easier to maintain the results on your own. It's also a point where you've learned enough from working with a specialist that you can now design an effective strength training regimen, cardio regimen, and nutritional regimen. You've basically gotten healthy and you're living a healthy lifestyle on your own. And you've been searching for this answer for years. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm ready. That would be awesome if we could get that done.
Oh, we're going to get it done. I can promise you that one, okay? So let me go ahead and do some more calculations for you. Okay, so right now, again, I'm going to go through current, and then I'm going to go through all the targets. So right now you're at 172, 33% body fat. We set a goal of 23%. Okay, you're carrying 57 pounds of fat, and your lean body mass is at 115. So again, we're going to need to build that 10 pounds of muscle to create a permanent change. Once you come down to 23% body fat, your weight's going to end up around 149. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's perfect. It said 150 earlier, 149. That's awesome.
I mean,
That's where I felt best.
and look, that was a calculation. I didn't just put that number there, so I think 23% is actually perfect. So main two goals for you, okay, is going to be to lose 23 pounds of fat, but we're not going to be done, okay? We're going to need to continue working to build that 10 pounds of muscle and get you into that maintenance phase, okay? So next thing I want to go through is how long is this going to take, okay? When it comes to the fat loss, typically you look at 1 pound of fat loss per week, okay? So when we're looking at 23 pounds of fat, you're looking at about, I would say, 5 to 6 months to take off the fat. Now, you've lost the weight and gained it back in the past, and we talked about it earlier. A big reason why you did that is because you didn't build enough muscle. You didn't get yourself fully to where your metabolism made it easy to maintain the results. So we're going to have to work together a little bit longer than 5 to 6 months so we can solidify the results this time. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay.
Perfect.
Ready for a permanent change.
Perfect. So that's the fat loss, 5 to 6 months. Let's take a look at how long it's going to take to build that 10 pounds of muscle, okay? On average, the human body can only build 1 pound of muscle about every 4 to 6 weeks, so about every 5 weeks. So look, this is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take some time. So for you to build that 10 pounds of muscle, you're looking at about 12 months, okay, to fully solidify the results, okay? So for the first 5 to 6 months, we're going to be tightening and toning. We're going to be losing that body fat, but we're still going to have to work. We're not going to be done. You might look good. You might be, oh, I like the way I look. We're not going to be done. We're going to need to work together again, continue working together for another 5 to 6 months so we can fully get you into that maintenance phase. Do you have any questions about your body composition, Mrs. Jones?
No?
Okay, perfect. You ready to go through some education? I'm going to educate you on some of the science behind this stuff.
Okay, I'm ready.
Perfect. Let's do it. You guys just watch me go through an example of body composition, but I want to go through some of the important aspects of the way that I presented this to the prospect. You notice that I used a transition statement. So I was going through the FAQ, and then I started the body composition with a transition statement and giving the 3 reasons why we do body composition. It's very important that you transition from one step to the next. I also want you to notice that I used a pen. I used a pen as a pointer. Now, why am I using a pen as a pointer? Why am I pointing to specific numbers? Well, one, I want the prospect to be able to follow what I'm doing. Okay, I want them to understand what I'm talking about, because if I'm just saying, hey, this percentage or that percentage, and I'm not pointing specifically at a number on the page, more than likely they're confused. There's another reason why I use a pen, and that's because when I get to the close, I'm training that prospect to follow that pen with their eyes, and I say, Mrs. Jones, 1 time a week, okay, is going to be $260 per month. Mrs. Jones has been trained to follow my pen. When she follows my pen, as I'm writing that number, I'm looking at Mrs. Jones's face. I'm looking for facial expressions. Do I write 260 on the page, and as I say 260, Mrs. Jones looks shocked? Like, oh my God, I can't believe it's that expensive? That's going to give you a lot of insight on what they're thinking so we can stay ahead of those objections as a professional salesperson. This step also helps us overcome the contract objection. Okay, you guys noticed that I recommended Mrs. Jones to build 10 pounds of muscle to get her into the maintenance phase. It takes 12 months to build 10 pounds of muscle. So if Mrs. Jones says, look, I want to work with you guys for 3 or 4 months, it's an easy way to use that turnaround clause to go, well, Mrs. Jones, we looked at your lean body mass earlier. It's going to take us about 12 months to create that permanent change. So we're going to need to work together for the next 12 months because our job is to make sure that your body never adapts and you continuously see results along the way. So let's find something that works for you. You guys also noticed that I told her, look, we're probably going to lose about 1 pound of body fat per week. Now, you know, you could have some clients losing up to 2 pounds of body fat per week, but the marker that I use, sometimes I use 1 pound per week, sometimes I use 2 pound per week. If they need to lose more than 70 pounds of fat, I'm gonna use 2 pounds of fat loss per week. If they need to lose less than 70 pounds of fat, I'm gonna use 1 pound of body fat loss per week. So it's important to understand when you're sitting in front of a prospect, if they need to lose 120 pounds of fat, and you tell them 1 pound of body fat per week, it's gonna take 120 weeks. I mean, this person's gonna go, I'm never gonna do this. I might as well go have surgery, okay? So we want it to be a reasonable time frame. So more than 70 pounds of fat loss is 2 pounds per week. Less than 70 pounds of fat loss is gonna be 1 pound per week. Look, guys, I have if you look down in the comments below, I actually put all the formulas for all of these calculations. I like to use a calculator. What I've noticed is that, you know, if you use a manual calculator and you really have these equations memorized and you can do them very quickly, it gives you a lot more credibility, which we call altitude into sales. So this person's gonna trust you a lot more because they're like, wow, this guy's like a mad scientist when it comes to body composition. So I prefer to do the calculations manually. And again, you can see it in the comments. If you wanna use the computer, the slideshow presentation, and that calculator they have in there to calculate pounds of fat, how long it's gonna take, look, you can use that. I have a lot of people who work for me who enjoy using the computer. Maybe you don't like math as much. I'm okay with that. Hope you guys got something good from this video today, got some value from watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.